they can watch. All right, now the recording has been started. Today, what we will do is we'll continue with the adding columns part. Look here, in the Power Query Editor, we have something called add column. Here we have a custom column. We have explored the custom column with a few examples only. And we have explored what is conditional column and what is invoke custom function. Now we'll move ahead and understand what is column from examples. And if you click on the drop down here, you can see from all columns from selection. Usually we don't use this option and we use from selection. First of all, what is column from example? What is this feature is all about? This is primarily we use it for data transformation and data cleaning tasks. Okay. If you want to generate new columns based on some specific patterns or rules that you cannot achieve it easily through the traditional thing. Okay, it's not like a pretty straightforward thing. For example, I want to extract or I want to convert the order date in the year, month, date format. How do I convert this one from year, month, date? So it is there are functions available, built-in functions, we can use it, but still without using any built-in functions, without having to be familiar with the Power Query Editor, you can use this column from examples, using which you can convert the format, year, month, date kind of format, or a year, date, month. Okay, if you want to change the display format, you can use column from examples. In the case of column from examples, all we need to do is we need to provide some examples of the date format. Okay, how it should display in the columns. Okay, you need to give some sample date, something like we teach kids, or let's say you are watching a YouTube video to prepare your favorite dish in your kitchen, right? So they teach you what ingredients that you need to use it and what proportion you need to mix up all the ingredients, right? They teach you everything, right? Similarly, here we teach the column from examples feature. It's kind of an RTA powered feature. So this is kind of a machine learning model. Okay, we train the model, right? Similarly, here we are giving some sample data. With the sample data, in the sense, right, the sample data should be something like my target value. Okay, how the target format supposed to be. See, for example, in this case, I select order date, and then I'm going to click on from selection. Order date, look here, order date is still selected. Look here, the column 1. So your new column got created here. Here we are going to create some, give some sample date, 2012. So I want to change the order date format to be year, month, date. So here 07 and 0-31. Okay. And then press enter. And nothing has happened. Okay, don't worry. And the next line, I'm going to try the same thing, 2013-0205. Press enter. So what has happened now? So now if you see here, I just gave 2 sample date values here in year, month, date format. The rest of the data got converted automatically like this. But there is an exception here. And if you see here in this case, the first 2 values, the month value starts from 0, right? And whereas here, since the month value is 2-digit, it got confused and it put 0. It prefixes 0 before the month, right? So, but here we need to do some kind of tweaking, and we say, hey, even in the case of 2-digit, don't prefix with 0, press enter. Yeah, that's it. The rest of the values got fixed. Look here, the entire thing got changed. And the corresponding script, you can see it here. The script generated by our query editor. The M script got generated automatically here. So here what happens? The text dot combine is here. What we are doing is we are combining year with month with date. But here the date to text. In this one, we are extracting only the year from the order date and a month and date from your order date. And then we have combined all these text values And finally, we have arrived at this one. I'm going to hit OK now. So otherwise, you should be knowing that, command here. It's, and again, it's a time-taking process, right? Even if you are familiar with M script, obviously it will require some time to think about the logic and writing the script without any bug, right? So now you can change it and, you can give some column name. You can give the appropriate column name and click on the data type. Obviously, you need to change the data type, okay? Here. That's all, guys, okay? This is one example, and another example is formatting, right? So the data formatting, that kind of situation, we can use it. And another example is, I'm just checking the column name here. Okay, for example, I'm going to combine these two things, country and state, or country and state, okay? Otherwise, I just put it here, country before state. Supposing in a given data set, you have, okay, I'm going to click on the merge columns intentionally. So separator is, I'm going to say none. Okay, here what we'll do is we'll say space, okay? Space, and here country, state, something like that. I'm going to give country and state, press enter. Country, state, okay? And here we can see that it's a text data type. We have combined these two things. See, so at times what will happen is you will not have two different columns to hold country separately and state separately. So you will have the combination of these two values combined in a single column, okay? So in that kind of situations, your job is to separate country and state from the given column, okay? Here it is little bit challenging because you cannot split it based on the space, right? So whenever you encounter space, you only separate that one, you cannot do it. And here, so for example, yeah, here you cannot use space to split the data. And the other challenge is, if you look at the country name here, it's a two words, right? Two words, United Space States, and the state is to New York. Here there is space, okay? And Australia, if you see here, the country name is a single word, but whereas United States, it's a two word, right? So two word here. And Australia, and if you see New Zealand, you have, the same thing. It's like your United States, right? Two words are there, and then state is. So the values are completely unstructured here. Somewhere it is the country name, or some few countries are having two words in it, the country names. And New Zealand, and in some cases, the country name is a single word, Germany, Senegal, and all. So let us, and again, the state name also, not the proper format. So in these kind of situations, thinking through the appropriate logic and finding out the functions, built-in functions, to which you can use it to split. It's a time-taking process. That kind of situation, we can use column from examples. For example, I selected the required column, step 1 and step 2 from selection, okay? From this selected column, for this selected column, we are going to train it, okay? We are going to train it. So where is that? Yeah, country, state. And here I'm going to say United States. I'm going to extract only the country name, United States, press enter. Australia, and here the Australia, and here the United States, Australia, Germany, Senegal, Australia, and here you can see the New Zealand. New Zealand, I just type it separately, and here the format is not, it's not printing out correctly, New Zealand. But when you make an attempt something like this, you might, it might miss out the previously formatted data, extracted values. So this involves a little bit typing effort. United States, press enter, and here I'm going to say United States, So what happened here? You need to again see it is not getting displayed. United States, and here Afghanistan. Here Saudi Arabia, Brazil. Yes, Soumya, it requires. Do I need to type the values for everything? No need. But yeah, obviously it requires some kind of effort. Okay, you need to put it. For example, I just type China here, and if you go down and see with China here, some other record, right? It would have, but here the China is still not showing. You need to try it out more than. So this is one thing that you need to keep in mind. It's not all the time accurate, but by making changes somewhere, right, it will mess up the rest of the things. See, everything China is fine, but everything it makes it as China here. Australia is correct, but here you know to this requires a little bit effort. But if you see the script here, if country state is equal to United States, then United States. Else if country state Australia, New South, Southwest, Australia. Right? It needs to multiple if statements to be generated here. And if you are good with the Yum script, you can go ahead and do it. Look here, Italy, everything got messed up now. And here Tanzania and Poland. Yeah, one thing you need to keep in mind, you need to type the values sequentially. Okay, otherwise, if you go down and if you change it, it will cause confusion. But here Australia, look here, Australia, United States, and all right. Australia, United States. Did I type this? No, right? Okay, okay. France, look here, France got displayed automatically. And here again, United States, China, United Kingdom, okay, here what I'll do is I'll just say United States. Okay, Soumya's question is, why should I change the format as year, month, date? So there are some situations. For example, you need to pass the year, month, date format value to another site. Right? In that kind of situation, the format of the date supposed to be year, month, date. You need to convert it. For that purpose, we do it. El Salvador. El Salvador. It's a nice place. Taiwan. And the next one is Germany. How many of you visited United States? And here the India. India and Domination. United States here, democratic. Sorry, here, there is a problem here. United States. Somewhere I think I did not type it correctly. United States. Oh, this is the problem. Look here. Here I did not type it correctly. It will get confused. For that reason also, now if you see here, most of the places United States, but still it requires thing. Okay, you need to type. No, it requires an effort. Okay, because if you see here, for this combination, you consider United States. For this combination, you consider Australia, right? It has to generate for almost all the countries. It has to generate the conditions. So in this kind of situations, instead of writing like this, you can do it, or simply you can click on OK, and then you can pick up the script from here. Okay, you can pick up the script from here and then copy paste it. And if you don't have time or patience to type each and everything, you can pick up the script here and put comma and copy paste it, right? Else if all you need to just United States and else if country state equal to put something like that. But better you can type it here. So even if you pick up the script, right? This script will help you as a starting point in some cases, okay? You can use it and then you can format it, or else you can keep typing the sample data here to train it to generate the entire for entire column values. To extract only the country name Similarly, for the state, you can extract it separately. Okay. This one seems to be a question from Soumya. What she says is this one seems to be pretty big script. Yes, obviously, there are situations if the requirement is something like this. Obviously, you have to. So So the customers, you cannot expect them to give everything processed one. Okay, they may give something like this. You may have to, and then they'll expect you to split the values. And the values are, not having the proper structure here. Hence, it is unstructured. That kind of situation column from examples are. So this is another example for this one, okay? And also you can use column from examples as a, you can to generate the some script, right, as a starting point. And then you want to, complete the entire script with your customized, if you want to customize the script generated by this one also, you can do it, okay? That we also can do it. Yeah, it is not correct, but you need to keep enter the values, okay? So, it seems that I have to enter the values for the entire column here, right? If there is a requirement, yes, you need to write, but you don't have to do it, okay? And here, you need to give it a try, okay? Here on, okay, if any additional record, this is another question from um, Sai Sudha. So if the number of records are in millions, so do you think number of records correct? That's a very good example. If the number of records are in millions, right, you yourself gave the correct answer. So in that kind of situation, obviously, right, it will be worthwhile giving it like this. Fine. Okay. So now you understood all the features. Okay. Only thing is, yes, you need to make some customization. Now I came out of this option. That's why I'm not able to do anything. And again, you make sure that before you come out of this, you are going to complete the entire thing. Once you come out of this, it will create another column. Okay. It's painful thing. Make sure that once you are done with your job, you can click on OK. Otherwise, you cannot modify it later point in time. I think, where is that? Here. You see, you cannot do anything, right? This is another point you need to remember it. Okay, next I'm going to apply the close and apply. We are done. It is loading the data because we have included a new column, right? Okay, next one is the append and merge feature. Again, I go to the transform data here. I go to the Power Query editor. Now let us explore what is append and what is merge. Merge is like our using merge option, you can perform SQL like join, like you can join two data sets based on a common column. You can perform inner join, left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, anti-join, left anti-join, right anti-join, and so on. Okay. Okay. All right. So now let's see how we can do that one. I just go to the, currently we are in Power Query Editor. Even in the Power Query Editor, we can load the data. So I'm going to click on the drop down next to the new source. And I'm going to click on Excel workbook. In my data set, I have something like append 1 and append 2. There are two Excel files are there. I'm going to click on the first one. The append one, the sales is there. Yeah. So these are the columns out there. You have the product, sales, currency, date, location. Okay, some data. Okay, here, how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns are there, right? Column 6, it doesn't have any values in it. Probably we can remove this column. And location, yeah, there are still few columns, few values are this column. Anyhow, I'm going to hit OK now. Let it first load the data and then we will load another file. So here the append, what it does is you can combine more than one file into a single file. See, in the real world scenario, you will be working with multiple files. If you wanted to load, for example, week 1, week 2, week 3, you want to, so let's say currently we are in week 4, right? So we want to consolidate week 1 file, week 2 file, week 3 file, week 4 file, all the 4 weeks file into a single file. We want to combine it together. That kind of situation, the append is very much helpful. But there is a rule here. You need to strictly follow that. Otherwise, the append will not work as expected. Okay. So what is the rule? Before that, we'll load another file, append2. See, append 1 is week 1 and append 2 contains your week 2 sales. You just think that way. Sales, append 2 sales. Okay, here product sales current date 1. I'm going to hit OK now. So look here, we have 2 files. The append 1 is nothing but sales. Append 2 is your sales 2. Why it appears as sales here? Though the file name was append 1, when you open that Excel file, you can see the subsheet name as sales. Okay, that's the reason it is appearing like this. I'm going to rename it as week 1 sales. Okay, just for our understanding purpose. And here I'm going to say week 2 sales. Press enter. Okay. And now we want to combine week 1 and week 2 data into a single file. But when you see here, we have 3 or 6 columns are there, but whereas we see only 4 columns. Still, it will work if you try to combine these to a single file. What will happen is this one, all the 4 records. So here, how many records are there? Here we have 5 records, right? These 5 records will get included here. So 14 plus 5, you will have 19 records you will have in it. But the problem is here you have date column, but whereas here the column name is date 1. So what will happen is it will create an additional column for date 1 to load the date 1 related data in this one. And the location and column 6 are not available here. Hence, it will put blank for this one. So what I will do is I'll just go to the week 1 sales. I'm going to remove, these 2 columns, location and column 6. Okay, wow. So product sales currency date, and here product sales currency date 1. And it will still work if you try to combine this. The problem, with this one is, I wouldn't say problem, but it will create an additional column by the name of date 1. So what I'm going to say is, look here, I select W1 sales, and in the Power Query editor, currently we are in the Power Query editor. In the home ribbon of your Power Query editor, you will find on the right side append queries. Click on the drop down here. Select the second option. You can select the first one also, but after combining the 2 data sets, queries, you want to view, you want to do some cross verification. Now, how many number of records were there in query 1, like W1 says, how many number of records were in W2 says, you want to cross check it. In that kind of situation, if you use this option, it will blindly combine these 2 things. It will not leave this original data as it is. Okay. So instead, what I want is, don't disturb these 2 queries. Instead, you create a new query. In the new query, what it is, you combine W1 sales and W2 sales into a single thing. Okay. I just click on the append queries as new. And here what it is, first table is W1 sales. It's up to you, okay? And second table is W2 sales, okay? Concatenate rows from two tables into a single table, W1 sales and W sales. I'm going to hit OK now. And here you can see the date one. Look here, as I told you, here, since we don't have the date column, just because you have a date one column here, it created an additional column. And also, whenever you perform append, make sure that the data types are same. For example, here you have the numeric data for the sales, and if you have the text data for sales here, it will throw an error. Okay, so the text data, if you try to load the numeric data, if you try to load the text data, it will throw an error. So the data type should be same. The column order need not to be same. It takes care automatically. For example, in here we have product sales, but in the second data set, you have sales first column and product. It takes care of it. You know, it is not going to create any issues. The column order doesn't matter, the latest version, but the data type should be same. Okay. And here, what I do is, since it creates additional column for a date one, just because I have date column, what I just go here, and then I'm going to rename it as date, so that in the append one, the date one column will get removed, and all the date related values get stored consistently across the rows. So we don't have any sparse matrix. What is sparse matrix? Somewhere you have some data, and somewhere, some columns you don't have data for so many number of records. That will unnecessarily consume too much of space in the memory. Okay. So now you understood how to perform append, and also the rules you understood, right? So how you need to, what is the question? Yeah. See, Soumya, here, irrespective of the type of the file, whether it is Excel file, JSON file, you can combine everything into a single file. You can, combine everything into a single file. But make sure that the data types for all the columns are same in all the files. Number one. Number two is the column name should be same. And before that, you do some kind of housekeeping, right? In case the column names are not, somewhere they mention date, somewhere they mention date one. Make sure that you talk to the customer, what is date one? Is that same as date? They say yes, okay, rename it. This is simple thing, you need to do it. And then if you do the append, it will be perfect. Okay. Next one is the merge queries. Next one is the merge queries. What is merge queries? So I just go here and I click on the merge queries here. Like I said, we have two options here. When you click on the drop down, the merge queries, right? You will find some merge queries and merge queries as new. But when you use this option, it will you will not find the original files. Okay, the source queries. Instead, you can click on this one. For example, in this case, yeah, we can create this. We can click on the second option. So what I do is I just go to new source, and I just click on Excel workbook, and here I just say sales fact. .xls file, and I'm going to load this file open. Yes, we can load the data from Power Query Editor itself. So I see the sales fact. Here we have two sheets are there. I'm going to select this one, NC sales, and then I'm going to check what values are in this data set. Okay, column 12, 13, 14 seems to be weird. Nothing is there. Anyway, I'm going to hit OK. First, let us load the data, and then we will remove those columns. Ideally, in Microsoft, right, if they allow us during the time of preview itself to delete the columns, that will be helpful, right? Because we are working with millions and millions of records. If you if you are allowed to delete the columns that are not required for you before loading the data, that will save time. Probably recommend it. And here, yes, we did the NC sales. NC sales is nothing but my sales fact. Let's give some meaningful name. Sales fact. But remember that in the data warehouse, any analytics project, you will work with the fact tables and the dimension tables majority of the time. Okay. Then we are done. We just loaded the data and I'm going to select these three columns. I'm going to remove it. But before you remove the columns, which you think are not relevant to your report, but just check with customers. Okay, you want to remove it. Okay, and then, yeah, and then you just, or you can intimate them. You know, three columns are blank. They say no, you can delete it. You can delete it. It is always good if you keep them up to date, right? Or whatever things issue, even if it is a minor issue, you can keep them in. There is nothing wrong. So I'm going to click on new source. I'm going to add another file. And here I'm going to use a dim product, dim customer. Okay, dim customer. I'm going to hit OK, hit open. I'm going to load a customer dimension table, Excel file. The data is in Excel. And here the name of in this Excel file, we have sheet 1. I'm going to select this one. And here it requires a little bit cleaning because the column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4 doesn't make any sense, right? So in that kind of situation, what we will do is we need to promote this first row as column header. Okay, that one thing we need to do it. I just hit OK. Now a new query will create it with the sheet 1. I just say dim customer. Okay, dim customer. And here transform ribbon, I just go to that and use first row as it is. Okay, use headers as first row. Okay, the first one, or use first row as it is. In this case, the first row needs to promoted as headers. Okay, this one should get shifted to the first row. Okay, I'm going to select that option. What is that? Soumya, you want to see this option? Okay, use first row as headers. I used it. Use headers as first row. There are situations you want to use the headers as first row, right? So rarely we use this one, but this is the one we use it most of the time. Again, if you try it, what will happen? The C00, first record beacon. We don't want that to happen. I just undo that one. And then here, promoted it as well. Look here. Okay, customer ID, first name. Yeah, now we are done with a little bit cleaning. Okay. And the next step is merge. We want to merge these two data sets. Which one? The sales fact and customer dimension table. Why should I merge it? I just close and apply it. We'll go to the data model view, and then we will take a look at these tables. Importantly, the sales fact and customer dimension table. Oh. Here, I go to the model view. The model view, we have the customer dimension table and sales fact table. And you can see a link. This is your link, the line, right? Got created automatically. This is called relationship, okay? And if you hover the cursor, which means if you keep the cursor on top of this line, you can see the cust ID in both the table got highlighted. Can you guys see that? The common column between these two tables are customer ID. Based on the common column, only you can create the relationship. Only if you have a column exists between two tables, you can create the relationship between them. In this case, customer cust ID and customer ID, cust ID, right? In customer dimension table, your cust ID, and sales fact table, your cust ID. There are these two column names are same, based on which we have. The rest of the columns are not matching with the sales fact table. Okay. So this line gets created automatically if you have the same naming convention. Here cust ID, here also customer ID. So though there are situations in the real world scenario, the data file, what will happen here, customer ID will be there, here cust ID will be there. In that kind of situation, the link will not get created because Power BI will not know customer ID is same as cust ID. Okay. In that kind of situation, you need to create the relationship explicitly by dragging and dropping it on top. For example, you have customer ID, just drag, say, keep the cursor here, drag it, and then drop it on top of the cust ID column. Okay. You need to do it explicitly. If the column names are same, cust ID, customer ID, it will create the relationship automatically. You don't have to create the relationship explicitly. Okay, now you understood, two different tables we loaded, and these two tables, a relationship got created automatically. And we'll discuss this in detail in the data modeling part. And here the customer ID and customer ID, we create the relationship. And here, see, there is a requirement. Your manager wants to see the amount spent by each customer by their name. Okay, first name and last name, and then gender, all the values. Along with that, they want to display the sales amount, but the sales amount is not available here. It is available here. Okay. There are situations you may have to get the data from more than one table, like your first name, gender, first name, last name, gender, comma, sales amount. In that case, the sales amount is available in this table. You need to query the data from more than one table to create a specific report. Okay. So in that kind of situation, we have to create the relationship. Okay. This relationship, as I told you earlier, it will get created automatically as soon as you load the data, especially when Power BI finds two common column names, it automatically creates the link. Got it? Okay. The next one is, I just go here. Now we will see what is the merge. We'll explore merge. I go to the Power Query Editor again. So first name, last name, gender, comma, sales amount, and also units sold, how many units we sold. This is the report your manager wants to see, but these informations are available in two different tables, not in a single table. In that kind of situation, you can use merge, not append. Remember this point very well. In the case of merge, you need to have a common column exist between two tables. Only then you can merge. That is the basic prerequisite. Okay. So here I'm in Power Query Editor. In the Power Query Editor, in the home ribbon on the right side, you can see merge queries. 1 second. So just next to the merge queries, you will find the drop down. You click on the drop down, select the second option. It's always good. Select the second option. Merge queries as new. And here, look here. Since I have selected sales W04 and I clicked on merge, it shows, but actually I don't want to use this table. What I want to do is I want to use a customer dimension table, and I want to use the sales fact table. In these two tables, we need to specify very clearly which columns are to be used to join these two tables. Customer ID, you select customer ID. Rest of the first name, last name, gender, these columns are not available. Only the customer ID is common between these two tables. It is good. We have a common column available in two tables. If you don't have a common columns, then you cannot select the data from then you cannot use merge at all. To use merge, you need to have a common column exists between two tables, which you can explicitly click on it and tell it. Okay, so I just clicked on it. So it got grayed out. Here also it got grayed out. And here you will find the join option. And use left outer, all from first, match from second. Left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, inner join, left anti-join, right anti-join. So left outer, what happens? Let us see here. I'm going to hit OK. The default one is left outer. So join these two tables based on the left outer join. What is left outer join? How many of you are aware of this one? What is left outer join? See, for example, this is your data set. You say table A and table B. If you want to perform left outer join, what will happen? So it will matching records from these two data sets, and non-matching values from the left side of the table will get displayed. Along with the matching values between the two tables values, the non-matching value will get displayed. So for example, you have 1, 2, 3, 5. 6 is there, and here you have 1, 2, 3 is there, and 8 is there. 8 is there. So matching values between these two days are 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 will get selected, and then the non-matching value 5, 6 are not available here. So along with 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 will also get selected as per left outer join. What is right outer join? The opposite. Very simple. So matching values are 1, 2, 3. Non-matching value from the right side table. That's all, guys. Matching values between two data sets, and non-matching value from the left side is left outer join. And along with the matching values between the two data sets, the non-matching value from the right side table will get selected as per the right outer join. So 1, 2, 3, 8. Right, left outer, right outer join. You understood? And now I just click on OK. So, and also you have fuzzy matching. See, sometimes what will happen is here the customer ID column have C0. C is capital, right? Uppercase. C001, C002. And in this data set, you have something like capital C and small c. Mistakenly, lowercase and uppercase went in here. So in case of any case, it's a case sensitive. In case of any lowercase, uppercase also, right? It will not do the proper join. That in that kind of situation, what you use fuzzy matching to perform match. You have this option. You just check in here. Yeah, so here you can say check in here. This we'll discuss it later, okay? Right? Okay, done. So I'm going to hit okay. So just remember only this one, okay? Left outer join. Okay. Oh, click on OK. And now what will happen? The customer dimension table data will get displayed. Customer ID, first name, last name, gender. Cool. And the sales fact table, if you see here, table we can see here, right? And if you click on, if you click somewhere next to the table here, it display all the transactions related to C002. The Chris Wright, this person, and what are the orders he raised in the past, okay? Order number, the Chris Wright's order number, order date, and sales amount, all the details are displayed here. Okay, and similarly, if you click on it, next to these, table for the Stella, you can see Stella related transactions here. But we don't want to display like this. And here you have two arrows, right? Click on these two arrows. And here in the sales fact table, what columns are interested to us? We are interested in quantity and sales amount. Rest of the columns, we don't need it, okay? Because your manager need only quantity and sales amount to be displayed along with the customer dimension tables columns, okay? I selected only those columns, sales quantity, and here, look here, each column is prefixed with sales fact. If you don't want the table name to be prefixed with the column name, click on the wheel icon here, expanded sale, right? Next to that, I just clicked on the wheel icon, and you can remove this sales fact here, okay, here, okay, and hit okay. And now you'll find quantity sales amount, okay. So like, let's say he doesn't want the customer ID, you can remove it. Now your data is ready. First name, last name, gender, quantity, sales amount, okay. And if you click on the drop down here, can you see anything null here? Nothing. So which means, both the table have the same customer ID, hence it is returning it correctly. It is joining it correctly. So now the question is, I could have used the inner join. Why left outer join here? What kind of scenario can I use left outer join? I understood what is left outer join. How to perform left outer join, I understood. So when can I use left outer join? So left outer join is helpful to display the products which you sold and which you have not yet sold. See, let's assume that. I'll just write it here. So let's say you sell 1,000 products in your company. You sell 1,000 products. It doesn't mean all the 1,000 products you sell it every week, isn't it? Let's say you want to create week-on-week report. In this week, you want to understand week 4. We are in week 4 of October. In this week, you want to understand out of 1,000 products, which all products we sold, which all products we did not sell. We want both. That kind of situation, the left outer join is very much helpful. Okay, you have product dimension table and then you have the sales fact table, right? So in that kind of situation, the left outer join. So what you do is, for you, the assignment is load the dim customer query, join with your sales fact table, and then I want is you display the product name and quantity and sales amount and click on the drop down. If you find null somewhere, right, that means for those products, we did not see corresponding records in my sales fact table. So that tells us very clearly we did not make any sales. See, simple, yeah. Let's say I give you two paper. You work for a retail store. I'll give you two paper. The first paper, consists of why 100 products, 1,000 products. We sell 10 products. 10 product names are there in paper one. In paper two, this week's sales details are there, which all products we sold. There could be chances, right? Out of 10 products, certain products we wouldn't have sold this week. If I ask you which products we sold, which product we did not sell, what you will do? You go and check the product ID here, right? PID in this paper 2, and corresponding PID and then product name you will go and see it. Okay, this product ID. And but here, when you see here, right, let's say you sold 8 products in this week, in this paper 2, and there are 2 product IDs, you don't see it here. That means these 2 products we did not sell it this week, right? That is how you conclude. Manually you do it, right? So, but that is how the left outer join works. It goes and checks what are the transactions, which all transactions we made sales for which product. And if you don't see the product, certain product ID appearing in your paper 2, that means that product we did not sell. That one needs to be displayed in a report. That kind of situation, left outer join is helpful. I just click on it, rename it here. Similarly, you try the right outer join. I just click on here and then merge queries as new. Right outer join, you can try it out and okay. But before that, yes, again, I'm going to select the customer dimension table and then the sales fact table this time. I need to tell Power BI, hey, what are the common columns, customer and customer ID. And I'm going to click on the drop down. For you guys, the assignment is right outer join. And inner join also, you can give it a try. Now I'm going to discuss about left anti-join. Okay, rest of them are pretty straightforward. Full outer join will combine both the data set values. Okay, it's kind of a A union B. Okay, right outer join, we know, right? The opposite of left outer join. Inner join, only the matching values between 2 data sets will get displayed. Because the non-matching values will get simply discarded. Okay, what is left anti-join? Rows only in first. Very crisp answer. Rows only in first answer. Left anti-join, what it does is it's kind of a A minus B. Let's say if I give you 2 paper, I'll give you 2 paper, and we are doing a business in 2 different branches of retail stores. Okay, a retail store 1 and retail store 2. We are doing sales. And if I ask you, hey, whatever the products which I sell it in retail store 1, which we don't sell it in retail store 2, what will you will do? You subtract the values, right? Let's say in paper 1 and paper 2, you have the product ID P001. You simply go and cancel it. All you wanted to know is whichever products you sell it in retail store 1, which you don't sell it in retail store 2, right? So until you find the non-matching value, you keep on doing it. So right, with left anti-join, what we will do is we will try the left anti-join, rows only in first. And we can see that, this guy, Steve, C007, I'm going to click on the table. Yeah, I want to, select 20 quantity and sales amount. And then I'm going to unselect, use original column as prefix. Okay, and I'm going to click on OK. Look here, this guy did not buy anything. Steve did not buy anything from us. Okay, so left anti-join, what it does, it goes and checks the same customer ID C007 is available here. If it is not there, then display the entire value from the left side. Right side also it gives us, this guy did not buy any product from us so far. But let me do one thing. I'll just go to the left outer join. How come here Steve data is not there here? Yeah, Steve is there. But if you select Steve here, look here itself, we can see that null. Okay, left outer join. So in this case, what happened? Whichever customers purchased from us and those customers did not buy, I want those two details here, right? And you can see that all the customers bought the product, and somewhere in the quantity sales amount, if you see null here, it tells us very clearly this customer did not buy. So in one report itself, we can find those customers purchased and those customers did not buy any product from us. So Steve did not buy. Using left outer join itself, we achieved it. Then why the hell should I use left anti-join? Left anti-join, what it does is, don't display the customers those purchased from us. Along with that, display only those customer did not purchase, right? So all we need is, we want to display only the customer who did not buy any product from us so far. He bought it in the past, but in the recent 1 month, he did not buy it. So in that kind of situation, display only the one odd man out, which is Steve. This is your left anti-join. Now you understood left anti-join. There is no corresponding customer ID available in sales fact table. In customer dimension table, you have customer ID. That customer ID related value should be there in your sales fact table. Sales fact table is kind of invoice, okay? But you don't see C007. You did not buy any. We did not generate any invoice for 007. That means Steve did not buy any products. Display only the record or display only the customers, those did not buy from us. If this is a business question, you can use left anti-join. The opposite is right anti-join. Okay, right anti-join it's something like, the right side you will be using. So in this case, yeah, in that case, it is opposite. For example, instead of customer dimension table, you have selected sales fact table, and then you do with the customer dimension table. Look here, I'll just show you again. Instead of selecting customer dimension table first time, what we will do is, we'll select the sales fact table first, and then next to drop down here the dim customer. So likewise, okay, and customer ID, and use right anti-join, okay. So in that case, it'll you need to select. Yeah, even in this case, you need to specify the common column. Only then the OK button will get enabled. I'm going to hit OK now. Here null will come. Look here, everything null here, right? So the sales factor, nothing is there, and customer dimension table, you can expand this. And then I'm going to click on OK. This is what your right anti-join. Only thing is, you are using different tables. Whatever the table that I use in the left side, here I'm using it as a right side. Okay, that is what your right anti-join. You can see for the entire table, you can see blank record for the C007, which means, right? So this is right anti-join, this is left anti-join. Hope you understood all the types of merge queries. The interview for one of the students, right? We arranged the interview. Unfortunately, she was not able to answer very clearly, or she was not able to, she was literally bluffing when the interviewer was asking what is left anti-join. She was kept on telling what is left outer join. So instead of left anti-join, she was explaining the left outer join concept. Okay, please remember this very clearly. Okay, at the time of interview, you need to be very sharp. All right, in today's session, we discussed about append, how to merge multiple files into a single file, and then we discuss the merge option. The merge option requires the common column should exist between the tables. Otherwise, you cannot select the data from more than one table simultaneously. If you want to select the data from more than one tables, you need to join the two tables. To join the two tables, you need to have a common column available in both the tables. Otherwise, you cannot do it. It's something like, the common language. You know English, I know English, but at your home, you speak only Arabic language. In my home, I speak Arabic. Let's assume that, okay, Arabic language. Sorry, in your home, you speak Arabic language. In my home, I talk Latin language. But how can we talk to each other, right? So both of us should have common language. No common language. Only then we can commit English. Similarly, if you have to use the merge option, you have to have a common column exists between the two tables. Not necessarily the two common column names in the same thing. Okay, for example, customer instead of custody, in some table they mentioned about customer ID. At other table they mentioned custody. Still, we can create a relation between these two table column. First of all, if you don't have customer ID at all in one table, you cannot do merge. Now you understood the prerequisite for merge also, right? And also we discussed the column from examples. So with this, I'm going to wrap up, and majority of them, they did not join in today's session. That's the reason why I'm going to wrap up a little early today. Please be here with me. And next weekend onwards, we will spend more time, okay? Yeah, the timing also will work it out, right? This time what I'll do is this Friday, I will check with everyone. And then so that I will not make the change. So see, yeah, weekend, there are people, they don't check the WhatsApp, right? So they must be thinking based on the previous day discussion. Okay, oh, yesterday he said to 2 p.m. They will sleep, and then 2 p.m. they join the call, and then they may panic. That's the reason why one day in advance I will get back to you. Okay, there will not be any last minute changes. Any questions so far? Yes. I will share it right away. Don't worry. This report file, I'll share it to you all. You can also use it for reference. So once I share it, you download it in your laptop. Double click on the report file, it will get open. And all you need to do is just click on the transform data. Click on transform data. It will open up the Power BI, and there you can see all the things which we did it. Okay. Fine, guys. Since you don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap up the session. See you all in the upcoming weekend. Okay. Till then, bye-bye. And till then, I would request you all to please fast track by watching my previous videos. Okay. And if you are good with the subsequent topic like data model is very important. Please watch that videos without fail. Okay. Fine, guys.